Hello, good people of YouTube, and today, yes, I'm lagging Mies205, and we are gonna review Prinz Moritz from the Iron Blood. And I probably mispronounced the name, but let's move forward, shall we? Now, Prinz Moritz was released in the Iron Blood event called Alliance before the Hydra Bull, if I remember it correctly. And she is 4th P-class heavy cruiser, which means we have now 4 P-class sisters. And I just want to throw this joke right here. We don't have full Deutschland class ship collection completed yet before we got a 4th P-class. Now that was pronounced weirdly, but let me rephrase it again. We didn't get a 3rd and a last Deutschland class ship before we get a 4th P-class member, and I think I'm gonna just go with that pronunciation. But who is Prinz Moritz? She is a very interesting ship. If the 3 of the recent ones we know, they are heavily focused on the Iron Blood team, but Prinz Moritz's team takes a complete different turn. Even her character design. If you are familiar with the shark designs or dragon designs, Prinz Moritz seems to take a serpentine design on her rigging. You can see 283mm main guns and 150 secondary guns over there, and triple tube torpedoes. Okay, that was pronounced oddly. And very pink. Black and pink mix. Very fascinating one, I have to say. Oh, and she is a nurse. To be fair, a serpentine dragon design is fine to me. Brings more unique designs to the Iron Blood. But now, what about her stats? What about her stats? Well, as you can see, mine is 120%, so I'm gonna read some of them from the Azur wiki itself. If you max level her 125, she can reach 6096 HP. Her firepower is 314. She has torpedoes, which means she has 272 torpedo stats, very heavy cruiser-like. Then we have anti-air, which is 257, very mediocre. Her reload is 185. Her evasion is 68. Her armor is medium. Her speed is 26, very slow side. Her accuracy is 138. Her luck stat, funnily enough, is 52. And her oil cost is 12. She has a skin. Very good looking one, I will admit. Very spicy. Now then, even her expressions can be funny. That should fix it. But now as for her gears, she gets 155% main gun efficiency and only 1 main gun. As for her torpedoes, she gets 2 of them with 135%, very decent, and with the anti-air 100%. And augment module as well, so very standard loadout. Now for her skills, which is a rather interesting one, because Azur Lane Wiki has been updated. But first I'm gonna read it right here, and I'm gonna add some screenshots when we reach in those barrages. Let's start with the defense one, which is jump scare. As long as there are enemies within 40 units of this ship, increases this ship firepower and torpedo by 10%, and reduces her damage taken by 15%. Additionally, shells from this ship's special secondary guns ignore enemy shields. And how you get to this mysterious secondary gun? Congratulations! You can get this from first upgrade slot. There's a, as you can see, it is 4 shells, if I can see it correct. Yes. And the it doesn't upgrade at all. So that's about it. Now as for her offensive skill, which is time for a spooky story. Every 6 times this ship fires her main guns, fires level 10 special barrage. Damage is based on the skill's level. When this ship is equipped with a main gun that has a caliber of 280mm or greater, the number of main gun attacks required to trigger this barrage is reduced to 3. And the barrage will be improved once per battle. If this ship HP falls below 30% as a result of damage taken, reduces this ship damage taken by 15% until the end of battle. And right here, I'm gonna add this very unique screenshot about this all-out assault of the B class and the all-out assault secondary gunfires and time for spooky with the CA and time for spooky story CB gun. With the current loadout, as you can see, I have anti-torpedo bulge and few more 25 from the Iron Blood, 6 duple 40mm Bofors AA gun, quadruple magnetic torpedo tubes, and triple 283mm SKC-28 main gun mount from the Iron Blood. And the reason I'm gonna use this is this. It has 6 shells, each of them doing 55 damage, although the fire rate is 7.47 per wave, which is on the slow side, and firepower is 25, not impressive. But if we want to have something like prototype triple 283mm 554.5 main gun mount, which has 88 damage but 3, meaning this gun fires only once every 6.5 seconds, while the old Iron Blood versions with the AP fires twice. Which is, I recommend having this instead to every Iron Blood ship, excluding Aegir, that can equip this triple 283mm gun. Deutschland, Aegir, Adalbert, Heinrich, and Friedrich Karl, you know the deal. It's very sad that we didn't get proper Iron Blood super rare version IP gun. But I guess they decided to maybe that would be too powerful. But that's on the speculation side. Now then, we have now reviewed this ship. Now let's go to my final thoughts about this ship girl, shall we? Alright, boys and girls, lucky mies, voiceover over here, and Prinz Moritz. I almost forgot her all-out assault, which is very interestingly designed, and which says the following. All-out assault 2, every 6 times the main gun is fired, activates all-out assault 2, B class. Every 10 times the special secondary gun is fired, activates torpedo barrage 2. I don't think I haven't seen much of that secondary gun version. But now, as for the if you are interested to compare ship girls between each other, I'm gonna compare Prinz Moritz HP to the rest of the gang, and let's just say there is Prinz Moritz, Friedrich Karl, Prince Adalbert, Little Anchoret, Little Prince Eugen, and Rune, well, Music Rune. And Prinz Moritz goes way below, bottom of the list. Because, let's just say if Prince Eugen, well, not the musical, but the original Prince Eugen, has HP 6,394, and Prinz Moritz has HP 6,096, which actually says that Eugen is way more tanky, with just 300 more HP. What else I can compare with Prinz Moritz? Oh yes, I think I have one thing in mind. Although she is a B class, like her other sisters of the class, she doesn't have any unique voice lines to any ship girls, which makes it rather interesting. Well, according to Azur Wiki. And if there's one thing too, I would like to point out, just by my personal opinion of course, is that the way she laughs, yeah, it's fine, but how often she does it? Yeah, I think they went overboard with how often she laughs. But then again, she is interested these very weird horrors, was it? According to all these quotes. And oh, here's the thing, if you give her present, it says, oh, how did you know I needed one of these? Now I can research even more urban legends. That's what I was looking for. Yes. It's like she has a hobby. Like a direct interest in hobby. And how she behaves like this. And just looking again her pinky design. The wings, the nurse. Let's just hope that's not blood. That's actually understandable why she's like this. If we actually not take into account her genie skin. which seems to be, well, of course, whatever. Back to the Moritz. I actually had to look closer into that one thing, and that is jump scare skills, 40 units. If you noticed, I just edited an explanation a little bit. When I actually read the skill, I added a picture which actually shows the 40 units when this jump scare skill activates. And when I actually took the picture and look how close it had to be to the enemy, like the skill actually demands. As long as there are enemies within 40 units of the ship, increases this ship firepower and torpedo by 10% and reduces her damage taken by 15%. It's fine to get extra firepower and torpedo even though it's just 10%. But it also reduces her damage taken by 15%. Actually makes her somewhat tanky. And additionally, shells from this special secondary guns ignore enemy shields. And this is actually very unique design choice for the Prinz Moritz. And also it made me curious about the other P classes. And let me tell you, Ridley Carl, then we have Prince Adalbert, and then we have Prince Heinrich. They all get special secondary gun, which is rather very interesting. Because let's just say the Deutschland class example, like a Deutschland. If we actually take a look into limit break ranks, she doesn't have any secondary guns, according to this. Even though she was equipped 8 150mm guns, single mounts, 4 per side, which is rather very odd if you ask me. But then jump scare itself 40 units? There was one thought I was thinking, isn't that too close to the enemy? Like, shouldn't be somewhere like 80 units to actually make it more suitable, because the closer you are to the enemy, there's a higher risk to get obliterated by higher level enemies' torpedoes that can, luckily enough, sometimes remove more than just 10% of your HP, and that is not a good thing, despite having that damage reduction effect on. I think that's just a small drawback about the Prinz Moritz. Now, yes, she's an Ironblood. Heavy cruisers and Ironblood is not well known to have good AA. So, having her at the front, and then you have a couple of light cruisers perhaps, that might work. If I could excuse me, if I could make with set 15 and 14, was it, Prinz Moritz work very decently. But I haven't tested her properly with the Deutschland. If you remember, with the pocket battleship Deutschland skill with the augment module, which says the following: if there are other Iron Boss ships in the same fleet, increases those ships' firepower, torpedo, evasion, accuracy, and anti-air by 5%. And if we take a look into Prinz Moritz, firepower and torpedo 10%, that gets straight up to the 15%. And yeah, I guess that's a very very good one. And about the her second skill, time for a spooky story. Yes, having a big gun is, well, personal choice. It also depends on what do you want to give her. Do you want to have her regular 200mm one, or do you want to have something bigger like 280? That's all up to you. And let's just say that once per battle, as the skill says, if this ship HP falls below 30% as a result of damage taken, reduces this ship damage taken by 15% until the end of battle. Now, if we take a look at the jump scare, which also says 40 units and reduces her damage taken by 15%, and with the time for spooky story, I don't know, do these stack? But isn't that like 30% damage reduction? Although it jumps between 15 and 30. Isn't that quite a lot? And very tanky ship. But let's be honest, with the okay, I'm gonna compare her to the Deutschland skill, because this says if this ship is in the frontmost position of the vanguard, increase this ship. Let me rephrase it. Frontmost position of the vanguard reduces her damage taken by 25% until the end of battle. So I say Deutschland is way more tanky compared to the Prinz Moritz. Only if her HP falls below 30%. Yeah. And the combat performance with Friedrich Karl, I think that's just slightly miscalculation from my part. Indeed, Friedrich Karl can give some unique stuff with her inverted harmony. But the way it works, I am not sure. Is it worthy to have 2 heavy cruisers and 1 destroyer or 1 light cruiser? It depends on how do you want to play it. Because, as you can see in the background footage, I used Friedrich Karl, Prinz Moritz, and set 14 in the map chapter 14, Surikao Night Combat, in a 14-1. And from there, although honestly I struggled a little bit in the map 13, but in the map 14, I think there Prinz Moritz is her highest. And I'm very confident that as long as she doesn't have to deal with the airplanes and focuses only on just small amount of anti-air defenses and okay, sure, the night battle sucks, but then again, you don't have to worry about the airplanes. Just a little bit for the backline. I think Prinz Moritz works properly outside of map 13, and then shows her best ways in the map 14 and below 13. Because you don't have to worry about the anti-air stuff. Just pure firepower and torpedo, and that's enough. And that tanky skill, well, some degree tanky skill, she's fine. Although took me quite a long while to actually make this review video about Moritz, but I was on hiatus for 1 month while this event actually arrived. That event arrived when Moritz was released. But it also gave me a really good look how to play Moritz. And I had to revisit my old thoughts about Moritz and reworked my thoughts about, was she like this, or can she be better? If you have Prinz Moritz, she is suitable to map 14 and below chapter 12. Because airplanes, and they are hard to deal with. Oh! I almost forgot about Operation Siren. Maybe I should try to make some kind of P-class vanguard. That would make a very questionable battle choice. Maybe 1 or 2 per vanguard should be enough, because now we have 4 of them. And we don't even have a full Deutschland class ship yet. And before I end this video, I have to wonder, will we ever get sheer to the Deutschland class? Now that we have 4 of the P-class sisters. And if they are following historical records correctly, the Germany planned 15 of these P-class ships. And now we have 4. So there's like 11 left. Huh. That's fascinating. If I remember correctly. But either way, I think that this is gonna get too long. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this very informative or enjoyable to listen, feel free to hit that like button. But if you want to see more of this content, subscription can do the job. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you in the next one.